Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software designed specifically for the professional home builder. Hello there, this is Carol King, the developer of Custom Home Builder Solutions software, a job costing and accounting software for the custom home builder. In this video, I'm going to show you the new cool features that we have in CHS that relates to making comments to and from other users, or comments that you can send to a vendor, supplier, trade, or comments that you can send to a home buyer with attachments, like say you might send a comment to a home buyer about their draw requests or about a change order, that type of thing. And they will get an email that has a reply button, which means they can reply to the comments, whoever you send it to. And a mobile application will open to do the replying or to be reviewing all the other comments that the buyer may have received, or the vendor. If it's sent to a vendor or to a buyer, all that the vendor or buyer can see are comments that are to or from them. They don't see all the other comments. If it's a user with the right permissions, etc., they will see all kinds of comments that relate. So if you send some comment about a payables bill that is also related to a purchase order, the user will be able to see all comments related to that purchase order, or related to that payables bill, or related to the cost code and the job, all comments for the cost code and job. And there will be options for the user, different buttons that they can click to see all of the various comments. So when CHS first opens, if you've been using the comments feature, you will see over here on the right the comments to or from you as the CHS user within the last 5 days. If you'd like to see more than the last 5 days, you can change the dates that are displaying on this list. And this comments list, any comments from the buyer will be in green, and I don't think I have any in there right now, but we will after Josh does his part of this video. And Josh is the person who has developed and designed the mobile part and a whole bunch of all of this type of display. And he's going to be acting as a user who receives a comment, or as a vendor who receives a comment, or as a buyer, and he will show you using his mobile device so you can see how that all looks on mobile after I finish my part of this PO. So the first thing I'd like to mention is this first comment. You can scroll down and see others, but you can see that this one was from me, and I'm a user demo one in this demo company that we have called Fantastic Builders. Went from me to a vendor, a Royal Framing, and I was sending them a purchase order, and I can drill down on it, or I can edit the PO from here, and that's only the user. The vendor will not see the edit PO link, but the vendor will be able to see your latest hard copy of the purchase order by drilling down on something like this. The users will have all sorts of other links, like related comments to this purchase order. And I'm not going to take up so much time on this video that I show all those links right now. But I'd like to show you that when it first opens, you'll see your latest comments. You probably may have gotten an email if the person replying to you or sending something to you as a comment chose to send the comment as an email. If not, you can always just scroll these and see what latest comments have been to and from you. So where I'd like to start off is actually going to the features that do the comments. And so you can always do a report of these. You can use this one to drill down on. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to the main menu here, which opens this. Click on the home menu that was opened by clicking continue to main menu. I'm going to go ahead and I open the jobs dashboard. It's already open, and this is our commonly used demo job here that has dates since the year 2002, but whatever. So I want to look at the purchase orders, and I'm going to go ahead and just go to a purchase orders only list and I already select Austin Star. And the email address for that will be going to Josh, our developer that has done all the mobile stuff, so that he can take over the video. And I'm going to play like I'm going to send the PO for the third draw that they requested for doing the roofing labor. So I'd like to show you that I have attached something already to this PO, and that's all other videos about doing POs. But what's attached is a copy of Austin Star's bid. And if I open it, you'll see that that's what that is. But I'd like to, in this, you can see it's in 3 draws, and I'm going to deal with this 9500 one in this video. But what I'd like to show you is that you can get the tiny URL for that by clicking the upload icon, and hopefully, small URL, tiny URL, whichever one it is. And I want to put that in the body of my PO so that when Josh receives the PO, he can also click on this, highlight it over it, and do Control-C to copy it. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to say this is a PO for the 3rd draw for roofing as per the bid link below. And drop down a line. I'm going to do Control-V to paste, and I'm going to highlight over that and just make it blue so it looks more like a link when they get it. We'll just use this blue color, and then I'll save that. The main point of this PO is to talk about storing a hard copy that can be sent as a comment to send the PO to the vendor. So the first thing you do is print store PO. And I can option to make my hard copy that I'm going to be printing to have no attachments, not to have that bid attached, but I'm going to choose to do it with the first attachment and create a PO. I'm not going to go ahead and open the PO because I'll open it here in a minute and you'll see it, because I just want to go ahead and close. The next box, if you'll read it, will tell you about storing a hard copy and how you can send that as a comment to the vendor, etc. So let's store a hard copy of the PO PDF that we just printed. What will happen next is that a window will open so that you can now get a small URL to that hard copy of the PO. And that will, that will be in the body of the comment that gets sent about this hard copy. So we need a short URL in it. Okay, then the next thing you want to do is send a hard copy. If I want to look at what hard copy, I could do this paperclip icon, and I can look at the hard copy that was stored, make sure I'm all okay with it. It's, for the 3rd draw, and you can see how some of these links, this will be the link to the bid, and you do have to do a download here to send it to your own PDF reader to get these links to be active. So the next thing I want to do is I want to send the hard copy to the vendor, Austin Star Roofing, and what it will do is create a comment that can be sent to the vendor. And the comment window will open, and you will see that it is already set up to send to Austin Star Roofing. I could clear that if I don't want to for whatever reason, but the purpose of this is to send it. CHS has already made some text for you, and also added the attachment that is the hard copy of the PO actually. And you can change any of this text, but it's telling the vendor to sign and agree, etc. It's easier sometimes to click the send, and this is how we would send the PO, because you can see exactly what the vendor receiving it will see in their email, and you'll see that there's the attachment, and that's the attachment to the PO. So I'm going to send this, which is going to go to Josh actually, as the vendor, to receive the hard copy of the PO. In the email, it's going to be doing the sending of the email actually to Josh, and it tells me that that has succeeded, which means he should receive an email now, which I'm not him, so I don't know. He's going to pick up and show you the email that he received. And then when he receives it, he'll show you signing it. I can see now there's one comment related to this PO, and once the vendor signs it, an automatic PO will be sent back to the user that sent the PO saying the vendor has signed it, and the PO will be marked as signed and returned and agreed to. So you can see that there's one comment that shows me sending it to Austin Star Roofing, and I can see the last sent information right here by clicking this icon, and I can see that it was sent today to them. So that's one of the links that you see in those comments lists. I could also look at any other comments that related to this job and cost code, or all for this job, or all to and from the vendor for this job, or all to and from the vendor for any job, so that I could be reviewing that as a user, and I can review comments that have been sent to and from the buyer for this job, or just all comments for the buyer. So we've done that. We've sent the hard copy, and the vendor will hopefully sign it and send it back to us. So let's leave this part of it, and let's leave this PO part of it, and let's play like, just play like he's already signed it or whatever they've done, and they've sent us a bill. Austin Star has sent us a bill for that particular PO. So let's go create a bill, and I'll show you the part about comments here. But what I'd like to do is select that PO that I was talking about, that I'm going to be paying against this PO that shows it's for $9,500. So a lot of things have filled in for me since I selected it, and I'll put an invoice number. If you don't, and you start trying to upload something to attach, it's going to say please give, I'll just do PO 154, the last 3 digits, and tab. So this is all filled in as a payables bill. However, let's go take a look, and if we're in the process of uploading a copy of the bill, you do that upload icon, and I'm going to upload a copy of Austin Star Roofing bill that I have somewhere, my Dropbox or some folder that I had, and I'm going to set a small URL for it so that there's a small link that can be put in the comment that I'm going to send here in a second. So that's a copy of the bill. If I open it to make sure that I uploaded what I wanted, I can look at it. These are just some fake little, not very good actual bills that I just made in it as a PDF so I can do this demo. But that bill is attached, and now you'll see that there's an attachment. Now look what happens if I decide to make a comment, because actually, I don't know if you noticed, but that bill was for $9,600. And I noticed that as the bookkeeper. And so even though I put in $9,600, which can be deleted if it's not approved, or I could put a second line that's for the $100 difference so that it's easily deleted, but I'm not going to take the time for that now. But I just wanted you to notice what happens when I do a comment, that after I've already uploaded an attachment to the bill. CHS has created a comment for you, and the only person I could send this to as the vendor is Austin Star Roofing, the one that the bill relates to. And I'm also going to send it to the Demo 2 user, which is actually going to be Josh, because we're playing like he's the project manager in the field, so that I want to send it to him and to him. And I want to, if this says user, remove these capped words, because I'm wanting, CHS is alerting you that they're putting that attachment of that bill in, and if you don't want it to put that short URL there, you don't have to. Why is the bill from Austin Star over by 100? The PO is for that third roofing draw is for $9,500. So I've done that, and it's now going to go to Austin Star. Hopefully they'll answer our question, or maybe demo. I meant to do Demo 2 user, not Demo 1 user, Demo 2. And hopefully they'll answer the question. If I save that, and then I say send that, once I click the send button, something different is going to happen, and I'll explain it to you. I'm going to get a message that says, since the new payables record has not been posted yet, the comment cannot be sent by email. That is because the email needs the ID of the record that the comment is connected to, and there is not an ID yet, because we connect all these comments to the record, but you haven't posted the payables record yet, so there's really sort of no record to attach it to. Then it explains what to do about that, how to get the comments sent, and I'm going to just show you that rather than just sit here and read that. So I got a message, so it's so that I could not send the email yet, because when the email goes, it needs to know exactly which record to relate to open the comments list that somebody clicking reply in the email would use. So I'll say okay, and I'll just close that. Now the comment has been made and would be in a comments list. It's just that it still needs to be emailed. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this and ignore the overage information, because I already know that's over, etc. And that's not what this video is about. And I'm going to post it as unpaid. And then what you would like to do right here is click to view the posted entries that just got posted. You can use that to attach uploaded docs and to write notes, etc., which has to do with comments. So if I look at this, I will see the comment bubble, and I can open it, and I will go to a list that has the comment in it. It's going to take me on to a list that's related to that comment, and I'll see the comment. So here is that comment: why is the bill from Austin Star over by 100? And if I click this little send email icon, notice how it already is marked to go to Demo 2 and to Austin Star Roofing. And then I send the email. Then it will go, actually, Austin Star Roofing is set up to go to Josh, who is going to demo at the end of the program, and show receiving this as if he was a user and as if he was the vendor. I'm not going to click the send the email because I actually already did. And it'll come back and say that it was successful sending to both of those. I did it a little earlier, and he has those emails to use, and I don't want to bug him with two, but I just send the email and it will go to him. So I can just go back, and that's how you would handle it for a brand new accounts payable bill, is that you do need to go ahead and click that button right after it gets posted, whether it's paid or not, to review your entries and then send your comment. Unfortunately, we can't send it from a record that doesn't exist because it won't get the right entry number. Now what I'd like to do next, there's all kinds of places that there are comments, and there'll be more about the comments in the places where those comments are. Like, for example, if I do another one about add new bills, there'll be more about it. But I'm trying to do an overview real quick of how comments work. So now what I've done is I've set up a job called JMO, where Josh has been set up as the buyer on this job. And I created a draw request already. But after you create a draw request, you're going to see that there's a line here in this window showing that I've done this draw request. And if I open the draw document, which is a stored copy of that draw request, a stored hard copy basically, I'm probably going to advance this to where we can actually create more of an automatic comment to be emailed, but right now you could still email your comment. And what I want to do is send this draw request to the buyer. So I'm going to do Control-C to copy that short URL. If I want to test it, I can look at it. I can open the stored PDF and be sure that's the draw request, but we won't take that time. So what I'm going to do is use the comment bubble here to send a comment to the buyer. It's counting comments related to this draw, and it didn't find any. But it's still opening the list, which is fine. It's going to show that none were found for this draw. And I can use the plus button up here, and it knows where I came from, that I came from draw 1 in the draw request window. So it's going to give some reference text. The reference is draw 1 for this amount, dated this and this, and whoever receives this and then opens the list, like the buyer is going to receive this, they will see this basic reference text. I'm going to send it to the buyer, and the only buyer that will be available is the buyer that's been attached to the job on the job setup window. And I'm going to say, here is your first draw request. And I'm going to do Control-V as in Victor to paste in that short URL to the draw request. Like I said, I might make a little more automated one for you. later, but I haven't done that. We just completed the comment stuff, and we're going to go through and see what we can do with all of it now. So if I save it and send it, we see that this email message is going to go to Josh, again, as the buyer. So he'll be showing it, replying and commenting from his mobile, both his tablet and his phone, I believe, a little bit, back and forth. And I'm going to go ahead and send this email. If Josh, as the buyer that gets this comment, decides to reply to me, we'll have a green one from a buyer in here. He might reply and say, I'm going to pay this whenever, etc. But right now there's been one comment related to this draw request. You can see that number 1 over here. You can look at other information about this job and see all the comments for this job, etc. But I won't take the time to do that. So that's another example of using the comments and how you might send something to the buyer. You have the same sort of features to send a comment regarding a change order to the buyer, or you could just start new comments to the buyer. And you'll probably get that figured out. Let's look at our launch page again that shows my most recent comments, and let me click to refresh it, because we don't want it to take up time or energy trying to refresh this all the time. So you would need to refresh it if there's been new comments. So you'll see there's a comment, my comment, where I sent the purchase order to Austin Star Roofing. And then I sent a payables type entry comment, both to Austin Star Roofing and to the user Demo 2. And I sent a comment to the buyer. When they reply, it come back as green. When the vendor replies, it'll come back as yellow. So I'll hand this over to Josh, and I'll stop talking so you can see the mobile results of this.
Alright, my name is Josh, and I am here to show you guys what things look like from the other end, whether you're opening these messages on a mobile device or your computer. You will see a very similar layout. So in this case, this first message is to Austin Star Roofing. So you can see you've got the email here, it's got the message in it, it's got the attachment, it's got some information down here at the bottom about the job and some reference information. So we're going to hit this click to reply. This will then open up the mobile version of the comments tool, and it will open up the comments list. And once this loads up, we should be able to see this comment that has the PO on it. So I do believe this is the one we're looking for here. So you can see this little pencil icon down the left hand corner. That is there because we need to sign this PO, so I will tap on that. Brings up this here. You can then sign on here. So I will just scribble that, say commit, put your name in the box, and say save and send. And so what this is doing is it's creating a new hard copy of the PO that is now signed. So once this is done, it should take us back to the comments list. An email has been sent. Awesome. So we'll now come back to the comments list. Here's our comment here, and if we tap on the purchase order and we say click to open, you can see there that signature right there in the middle, vendor acceptance. So now it is showing as signed. So we will now go back to here. And next, now that I've done that, what I will do is go back to my emails. And here we have that the emails that were for payables entry. So we've got one here that is to the user and then one here that is actually to Austin Star. So because my email was for both of them, I got both of these. So I'm going to open this one first. Okay, so I've switched to the iPad and I opened up that email that was to the vendor, specifically about a payables entry that was over. So this is now going to load. So here we can see this is actually that purchase order that came back. This is a comment back to this vendor when the purchase order was signed. And so here is the payables, and so this was the email that we clicked on. So we'll check the purchase order, and when we check this purchase order we will see that it is the signed one. Boom. And here you go. So there's the purchase order. So since I'm in here right now as the vendor, I'm going to close this and I am going to reply back to the user. So I'm going to put my name in. And we're going to send to demo 1 and we're going to say, I am not sure, but will look into it and get back to you. Alright, so we're good there. We will save that and we will go ahead and send that, and all that looks good. So we'll say send the email, and boom, so that email is sent and that comment has been saved. Now I am going to open up the email that went to the user in reference to that payables entry. So now I have opened the reply for the email that went to the user about that payables entry. There have been some other comments now since that one, so I will find that comment in the list once it loads up. So you can see here that this is the comment back from the vendor back to the user. And this is the original comment here about why is this bill over. So again, the user can come in here and check the purchase order as well. And again, that'll just pull up that same purchase order, and then they can come back in here and reply back to demo 1. Do not pay the overage. Alright, and we will save that. I got a spelling error though. I want to fix that. And we'll save it again. Then we'll send. All that looks good. So we'll say send the email. And it says that succeeded. So now that message has been sent back to the user stating to not pay the overage. So I'm back on my mobile device for this, back in my emails, and we can see this is an email to the buyer with a link to the document. So if they just wanted to go straight to the document for the draw request, they could tap that link there in the middle, or they can do click to reply to open up the comments tool, and that's what we're going to do here. When this list opens up, we should see a comment related to the draw request towards the top. And here it is right now. So first thing you'll note that there is a pay button on here that's coming soon. I am working on that along with Carol to get the ability for vendors or buyers to be able to pay you guys directly for the draw request and other things. So Be on the lookout for more information from Carol on that. But what we can do then is come in here, and if we tap draw one, that'll bring up the document, and we can do click to open. And so we got the draw request there, and we will go back over here, close this, and we will say we'll do a reply. Put in my name and say I will be paying this tomorrow. Save. It's saved, and now we will send this back and wait for this to then finish saying that it's sent. And we will go back to the comment list, and we should see our new comment that we sent back regarding this draw request. And there you have it. So hopefully this gives you a good rundown of how the new mobile components work with the comments list and some of the new features that you can use within the CHS system. Thanks.
So now that we have done all those back and forth comments, this user, demo one that I'm being right now, has received some various emails, but also when they log on to CHS and see the comments to and from the user demo one, see how that's to user demo one, they can see the latest comments that have happened. So you'll see here the comments that Josh was doing as a vendor. First of all, as a vendor, Austin Star with Austin Star Roofing has signed the purchase order. This was an automatically generated comment that got emailed to Demo 1 user that you would have gotten in the email when they signed the purchase order. So as the vendor, he didn't need to send that, he just needed to do a signing. And so you as the user would have gotten the information about it being signed. Also, as the vendor, Austin Star Roofing, he answered a question about a payables record, and you can see information about that payables entry right here. Vendor PO 154, the invoice was dated this. You can see it was a payable entry. And if you want to see comments just related back and forth to that payables entry, you can open the comments list just for that. But I won't do that now to take up time. Here's the user, demo 2, actually sending it to me that asked the question about the overage, saying do not pay the overage. And when somebody in the field or the bookkeeper is selecting the unpaid bill to pay, they can drill down on the comments and just see the related comments to this same invoice, same payables invoice. You can also do some searching here in all of the lists. And if I just wanted to see something about maybe the invoice PO 154, I could do the search icon. And now I'm just seeing, you'll see the filtered count is 3. So I'm seeing from the beginning to the end my initial question about this, my thing from the vendor, and you can tell it's from the vendor or contact by the fact that it's yellow, and the reply, and also from another user, demo 2, and what they said about it. I can refresh to get rid of that search and come back. And so now we have 12 filtered count comments in the last 5 days to and from me. There's all sorts of other comments lists that are to and from everybody and all sorts of stuff, but this is just comments to and from me as the demo 1 user. And you can see a comment here in green, meaning it's from the home buyer, and that it's about draw 1, which you can drill down and see the actual draw, which the buyer could also over there while they were on the mobile. And this is a message saying I will be paying this tomorrow. So that's pretty much how the comments are working. There's all sorts of places throughout the program besides payables and draw requests and POs where you can be using the comments. And if you have any questions, this is a new feature being rolled out right at the 1st of May 2020. And please let us know, because there's a whole lot of features in here. And if there's any issues when you first roll out, sometimes there are, who knows, please feel free to call us at this phone number that is at the top of the screen to let us know what's going on, and we'll look into it, or any suggestions or things you'd like in addition for the comments. And thank you so much for watching.